Over 100 years ago, there was a man similar to me. He was a scholar. His name was Frank Speck. And this was one of the places right here that he worked out of. This man, Frank Speck, went among this man's ancestors and documented that they were, in fact, the original people of this land. Because a lot of people in the dominant society, people in positions of power who wanted their land and their water rights and maybe what mineral rights were underneath it. Maybe they wanted to control the water, or they wanted to control the resources of that land. Those people who were very powerful individuals wanted the scholars to prove that this man wasn't real, that he wasn't legitimate. And so they sent a scholar, sort of like me, out there to prove that he wasn't real. But when Frank Speck came back, he said, I must tell you, as God is my witness, these people are as authentic, as real. They are, in fact, the original people of this land. I cannot tell a lie. I know that was George Washington's line. I cannot tell a lie. These people are the original people of this land, and we, the people of the dominant society, should have respect for these people, because it is absolutely a miracle that this man and his people stand before us tonight. It is a miracle. All the forces were against them. It was only through the grace of the Creator and through their strength, their courage, their determination. Let us celebrate these people. Now, when this man, Frank Speck, went out there, he found a lot of the original artifacts that these people possessed. And he found that these people had been scattered all across the land. That there were some here, there were some scattered all the way up into Canada, some were scattered all the way to Oklahoma, some were all the way down into Mexico. They were scattered all over this country because they had been dispossessed 7 times and lost 90% of their population. And so he went out and he found these little pockets of communities of the Lenni Lenape people who miraculously were still alive. And he took photographs of these artifacts. And in this book are those photographs. And I thought you might like to see them, the original authentic artifacts of these people. And so I'm going to pass them around. I grew up in Missouri, and my grandma and grandpa used to say, it's the show me state. I want to see some proof. I want to see some hard evidence on the table. Well, that's what that book represents. I want to also pass around that these people have a goal. And I want to encourage you all to support that goal. They have created this Penn Treaty Park, and they're trying to develop an educational website to help teach the children from all races, creeds, and colors about the authentic history and culture and language, a proud history that this man and his descendants represent. Everything isn't in this little book. Believe me, it's a long history. But I want you to really think seriously about providing strong support, real support, to help make their dreams and goals come true. I don't fully understand what all those goals are, but I can tell you one thing. I can feel the energy in this room, and it's real. And there's a lot of really good people here tonight, and I thank you all for coming. And if we all unite as they used to say in the covenant chain of friendship, and we set our minds to achieve some goal, like creating this educational website for children, I dare say that's not too high of a hurdle. Since we all just watched the Olympics, it's not too high of a hurdle for us to achieve. If each and every one of us said, I can only help a little bit, but what little I can help, I'm going to. I'm going to volunteer. I'm going to step forward. I'm going to help these people to create an educational website that could be made available absolutely free of charge for every child in, not just in Philadelphia or in Pennsylvania, but children all around the world. I think that's a laudable goal. And I think that if the people in this room tonight put their minds to it and got a little stubborn and said, doggone it, we're going to do this. We're going to make that website a reality. We're going to make sure that Penn Treaty Park is well supported. We're going to spend some time listening to these folks and see what kind of goals they may have. And maybe all together, if we put all our good ideas together, something even more miraculous than we've even envisioned yet to this day may come out. Because this woman sitting right here, she may have a vision tonight, an idea that may spark, may come to her. That man sitting right there, we don't know. He may have that inspiration, may come to him, and he may come up with some idea that's going to change the course of history. That's the way the elders usually felt about it, the way they expressed it to me. So I'll pass this book around. I think they have some copies downstairs if you want to support them. I think it's probably a good little book to buy. I'll also pass around a couple other things, and then I got a big surprise to show you before the evening's over. I got a surprise that you're going to tell your grandchildren about. You stick with me a little bit longer. I'm going to pass around, this is one of our mini books. This is the biographies of Ben Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison. It's one of my books on the Constitution, on religion and the state. It was nominated for a Pulitzer Prize. I want to warn you before you order it, I didn't win. But, you know, it's a pretty good read, and you might enjoy it. And it's, I think that, I used to ask my students, how many of you have read the Constitution? And they'd all raise their hands. And I'd say, well, what's in the second article? And all the hands would go down. And I used to give them extra credit, that if they'd actually go there and read that Constitution and write me just 3 pages, I'd give them extra credit, big time credit. And the librarian said, oh my God, we never had so many requests for the Constitution in the history of this university. What did you do? I just gave a little incentive. And if you haven't read that Constitution in a while, I encourage you to go out and read it.